What is up, guys? Welcome back to another Walking on Water tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to talk about everything you need to know to fish both sockeye and summer Chinook on the Columbia River. We're going to go through my 3 top setups, how the rod and reel in the inline terminal tackle system should be looking and working in the water. And we're going to teach you guys exactly how to go up there and bonk both sockeye and summer Chinook while fishing for them both at the same exact time. Okay guys, let's get right into it. All right guys, as you can tell, I'm filming from my room today, no longer in the kitchen. We actually finally moved and I now have my own Walking on Water room. And the goal here is that we are looking to stream our tutorials versus shoot them in video format. So we want to go live, we want to stream tutorials for you guys every week so we can stay on top of the seasons and learn how to catch these fish and dial ourselves in together, and also do some really cool giveaways while we're doing that stuff. So hopefully you guys would enjoy that. Stay tuned for that. But now let's talk about the rod reel setup that we're going to use to go up here and bonk Chinook salmon and sockeye all at the same time. Okay guys, first of all, just an Okuma cold water and a medium heavy rod, okay? Sockeye are a little bit smaller, but this year they're actually a little bit bigger, so they're looking pretty freaking big this year, and I'm super excited about it. We're actually getting ready to take a trip up to go fishing for both of these fish here very soon. That's why I wanted to cover this topic so bad. Now, on the line, I always run a 50-pound braid. That's just what I've ran for such a long time. Super durable line. You get hooked up, you know, you get it back a lot of times because it doesn't just have that give, that break, that breaking point like mono does a lot of the time. So Okuma cold water, medium heavy rod with 50-pound braid on the rod. Now, let's get down to the business end of the rod really fast so we can talk about how we're gonna do things, okay? For me personally, it's always a VIP line lock down to some kind of bead chain. Now this, what you're seeing in front of you right here, is an Oregon tackle scent tube with a bead chain in the middle. So you take ProCure scents or whatever scent you use and you put it down in this tube, and then you're all scented up, ready to fish, putting scent into the water. But not only is it a scent tube, it's also a bead chain. And when you're running Dodgers or 360 flashers of any kind, you should always have a bead chain to start out your line or go into your bumper, down to your leader, and so on and so forth. So this VIP line lock, if you can see right here, has a slit in it. It actually slides in over the big eye of this bead chain or scent tube, just like that. So when you're running the slider weight, which this is, with this interlock snap right here, you're gonna put a weight on it. This is gonna lock into that bead chain, so everything down here is spinning, but you're getting none of the line twist on your line, okay? Then we're gonna go down to another interlock snap right there into a 24-inch bumper. I always run 24-inch bumpers for my 360 flashers. You don't wanna restrict the flasher in the water. You want it to be free-flowing and getting that nice spin, that nice reaction, which is gonna trigger those fish to bite even more. So now that we've got the rod, reel, and the terminal stuff taken care of, let's talk about weight and depth really fast, okay? These fish, a lot of the times, are gonna be suspended in the water system, and you're gonna be able to mark schools of fish on your fish finder as you're fishing these fish on the Columbia River. Now, a good starting point though is usually about 8 to 30 feet deep. So that tells me that we don't need to use 12 ounces of lead to get our stuff down there. Now you could use 12 ounces of lead to get your stuff down there for sure, it's enough weight. But you really only need to use 4 to 5 ounces of weight, maybe even 3 ounces of weight to get yourself down to those depths. So you just simply grab a weight, clip it onto your VIP line lock, the sliding weight system, and you're good to go. So that's enough on weight, guys. Let's get into the 3 setups and how to set these setups up so we can both fish sockeye and summer Chinook at the exact same time. Let's get into it. All right, guys. Setup number 1. I know it's probably weird looking at the backdrop of just a white room. We're gonna fill this stuff with some really cool things, some Walking on Water logos and some signs and stuff like that, so we can brighten this place up and get this place dialed in just so it's a sick Walking on Water room. But enough of that. Let's get into the first setup that we're gonna talk about. All of these setups, all my inline spinners, everything that I run, my prawn rigs, everything, I run just a double single hook, which is a non-slip mooching rig, just like this. And actually, I don't go super big on the hooks. These are 1/0 Big Game hooks by Gamakatsu, and they're a lot smaller. They don't weigh down your lures and setups in the water, but they honestly do the trick. They hit that corner of the mouth and they get hooked up every time. So if you want to learn how to tie up this non-slip mooching rig, which is going to be for all these setups, go over to the channel, look up how to tie up a non-slip mooching rig, and you will find a video on how to tie up this exact rig. And this is a fail-proof way to tie your hooks, guys. So just go check it out, okay? Now, we are using a 30-pound leader here, and the leader length for Sockeye is roughly about 24 inches. Now the leader length for Chinook's about up to 34 inches. So if you find a sweet spot right in the middle, you're gonna be dialed on leader length to hit both these fish. And what I've found out in the past is a lot of these bigger sockeye will hit king gear a lot more often than not. So if you're getting hooked up on a lot of smaller sockeye, then maybe it's not a bad idea to throw on all the king gear, the spinners and so on and so forth, so you can, you know, catch those bigger sockeye, also get on those kings. So we have the non-slip mooching rig. We're gonna slide 5 chartreuse beads on the line, just like so. Then we're gonna grab a 1.5 Mac Lure Smiley Blade, my favorite, moon jelly, right there, just like that. And we're gonna slide that down the hook, just like that. Then we're gonna take a swivel, right up there at the top, a swivel, and tie it on. And this is about a 30-inch leader, and this is going to be a Sockeye and Summer Chinook absolute killer, guys. This is a freaking amazing setup. It's one you definitely don't want to miss out on. I fish this a lot in the spring, and I'm telling you, this thing absolutely destroys in the summer as well. So setup number 1, Mac Lure Smiley Blade above 5 chartreuse beads on a double non-slip mooching rig. Again, guys, this will be for both Sockeye and Chinook. Every single one of these setups is gonna be paired with a coon shrimp, okay? The coon shrimp is simply, you just pull it out of the jar, grab your top hook, put it sideways, hook your top hook right through the edge of that coon shrimp, right through the tail, face down, and you're fishing on absolutely every single one of these setups. So the next setup, if you've watched any of my videos before, you've definitely seen these before, and that is the Walking on Water hybrid hoochie. And again, it's tied with a non-slip mooching rig. And on this leader, I like to run about a 24-inch leader. And then we're just gonna slide 2 beads down that 24-inch leader, just like so. And then we're gonna take our Walking on Water hybrid hoochie, and we're gonna slide it down the line just like this, okay? Now, Sockeye and kokanee are very similar in their makeup. They are very close fish, and Sockeye run to the ocean, kokanee stay in the lake, and so that's the big difference right there. And so we've got a hoochie, and then we're gonna take another bead, just like so, slide it down the line, and then a 0.8-inch size Mac Lure Smiley Blade, again, the moon jelly, and we're gonna slide that down the line as well. 24-inch leader, we're gonna tie our swivel on the top, and this is how we're gonna run our hoochies for Sockeye salmon and Chinook salmon, because Chinook spinners are definitely a thing, so do not let those go by the wayside, guys. Chinook salmon, especially summer Chinook, absolutely love 3.5 spinners, and they will absolutely freaking destroy. So not only am I gonna take a hoochie spinner just like this with a smiley blade on it, I'm also gonna take 3.5 spinner blades just like this and set them up on a hoochie spinner as well for Chinook salmon and Sockeye all at the same time. Let's show you how to do that right now. Okay guys, so we got another 24 to 30-inch leader right here. Okay, again, a double non-slip mooching rig, just like so. On this one in particular, we're gonna take 1 bead, 2 bead, 3 bead. These are just 6mm beads. 3 beads just like that. We're gonna grab our hybrid hoochie just like so. Just like that. And we're gonna slide that hybrid hoochie right down the line, okay? Now, we have our non-slip mooching rig up to 3 beads and our hybrid hoochie. Then, we're gonna grab 2 more pink beads, just like that, and just like that, and slide those down the line. Then we're gonna grab an inline spinner blade clevis for our 3.5s, just like this. So you're just gonna simply slide your blade on your clevis, grab your line, put it through both of the holes of the clevis, just like so, and slide it down. Okay guys, now we have an absolute gorgeous sockeye Chinook salmon setup. And let me tell you what guys, this is an amazing setup for buoy 10. And all the guides and a lot of the avid fishermen are gonna start transitioning down to Astoria, and that's where all the big fall kings are coming in. So they're gonna hit Astoria and start running up the Columbia River. But this is an amazing go-to setup for both sockeye salmon and Chinook salmon. Do not let this one go to waste. This one is an absolute killer. And when I'm up there fishing here in the coming week, we are going to be targeting both Chinook salmon and sockeye salmon at the exact same time. So we are going to be looking to capitalize on both fish at the same time. Now you could definitely, I have pink hoochies, I have chartreuse hoochies. This is an orange and copper hoochie, which could do the job as well. So the color is really up to you. I like to keep about, you know, a pinky width spacing in between my mooching rig when I'm running it. So when they come up and bite it from behind, that you know you're gonna get linked up versus get that short strike. So you want one of the hooks up in the skirt and you want one dangling out behind. So this is the third and final go-to setup for sockeye and Chinook salmon on the Columbia River. Last but not least, 11-inch 360 flashers by Short Bus. These things are absolute killers, and these two colors in particular are gonna be my 100% go-tos for the sockeye and summer Chinook fishery on the Columbia River, okay? And you can run these for both sockeye and Chinook salmon, and they will absolutely get the job done, okay? So like I'm saying, you got your 24-inch leader hooked up behind your Short Bus flasher just like so, and you're trolling for both Chinook and sockeye at the exact same time. 360, 11-inch flashers by Short Bus are absolutely my favorite. I know people like Pro Trolls as well, and so just an 11-inch 360 flasher will definitely get the job done, especially with these walking on water hybrid hoochie spinners for both sockeye and Chinook salmon. Now, if you're going out there just to target sockeye, a Dodger, a specifically metal Dodger like this is a Shasta sling blade. It's an 11-inch sling blade, and these are the size of Dodgers you're gonna wanna use to target specifically sockeye. A Mac Lure Double D also is a great variation of Dodger for sockeye as well. And these setups and these Dodgers and flashers will absolutely get you guys on fish this year on the Columbia River for both summer Chinook salmon and sockeye. So, quick recap, we have the 3.5 Chinook salmon / sockeye spinner, just like this, also gonna be great at buoy 10. So these are absolutely a freaking killer and a must-have if you guys are fishing for summer Chinook or sockeye. Then we have the hoochie with a 0.8 Mac Lure Smiley blade above it, an absolute sockeye killer, and Chinook will also hit this too. The Mac Lure 1.5 Smiley blade spinner, just like this, for both sockeye and Chinook salmon. I hope this, you guys, helped you in some way, and so you guys can get out there on the Columbia River and fish for summer kings as well as sockeye salmon all at the exact same time. You can run your gear for both sockeye and Chinook, and you can catch both on the exact same setups, and this is exactly how you do that. I can't wait to see you guys out on the water in the coming weeks, and I hope you guys all have safe travels down to Astoria as the fall Chinook season starts. I'm Cole Walker, this is Walking on Water, and this was another tutorial. Can't wait to see you guys on the water. I'll see you in the next one.